You gotta take responsibility. In order to end it, in order to stop it, the only way is to assume responsibility. See, if you're blaming the other person, saying that it's their fault, it's because of them, it's all their fault and they're so bad and their opinions are crazy and everything they do, they're just insane, they don't know what they're talking about, then you'll never be able to end the argument. The only way to do it is to assume full self-responsibility and say, you know what, I'm going to do what it takes to make this stop right now because I don't like where this is going. I don't see it being productive, it's not helping the relationship between me and this other person or maybe several people, and I don't want it to continue down this route. So in order for me to get what I want, I have to take self-responsibility. And then the magic of agreement comes in. Listen, this is the #1 rule when it comes to selling. When it comes to selling a product or a service, the worst thing that you can do is if a customer or a potential client disagrees with you, is to go ahead and disagree with them back. Tell them that they're wrong. Tell them that what they're bringing up to you isn't valid, that they don't know what they're talking about. It's just going to cause more frustration. And now, I get it, you're sitting there saying, well, sometimes the other person is wrong. They are wrong. But remember, it's all subjective. Every single situation can have different viewpoints, different points of view, and therefore different reactions and responses that you might think are irrational, but for that other person are 100% real to them. What they're feeling is real to them. And when you say you're wrong or you shouldn't feel like that, what you're doing is you're just amplifying those emotions that they're already going through that are negative, that are putting you guys into this loop and this spiral. So to end it, you have to start agreeing. You have to learn to see the other person's point of view. And even if you're in a room and one person's cold and one person is too hot, and they say, oh, I'm cold, and you're sweating, can you see their point of view? Maybe they're not wearing as many clothes, or maybe, you know, you've been working out. What's the reason? Like, they're coming from a different place. Maybe their blood doesn't run as hot as yours. I don't know what it could be. Maybe they're ill. Maybe you're ill, you're sweating and you're so hot. Whatever it is, you gotta be able to see the other person's perspective, and when you do that, there's no longer an argument. You've taken self-responsibility. Nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to do this because they'd rather argue than to actually resolve. They like the drama, it fuels them, and in order to completely just end it, you have to take that drama out. You have to take that puff, that huff that they have where it's like, oh, I'm gonna show you, and you just kill it. You kill it completely and you don't let it return and come back. It's over, it's done, finished. The moment that you say, you know what? It's my responsibility to make sure that this argument ends right here. And when you say that, you go, okay, I can agree with their point of view. I can understand where they're coming from. And you say, you know what? I agree with you. You're right. You sincerely, from the bottom of your heart, see their point of view and agree with it. It's over. It's done. And you know what comes after that? Now the other person will be willing to listen to what you have to say. Why? Because you've acknowledged them. You've let them know that, hey, I know that you're here. I get it that you're feeling this. And you know what? That's totally fair. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you as a person. You see, oftentimes when you say to people, that's crazy, that's a terrible opinion, that's not a good idea, they don't think you're telling them. What they hear is not, oh, that's a bad idea, oh, that's not a good thing. What they hear is, I'm a bad person. I'm not good enough for you. I don't have the right things to offer you, and so you're telling me that I'm bad now and I should just give up on myself. And instead of doing that, they're gonna start to fight you, huff and puff, and of course, create all of those dreaded arguments. You want to end it once and for all? Go ahead, acknowledge them. Let them know that you know they're there, agree with their point of view, and then pretty much anything can happen from there. Anything that you want to share with them, it's coming from a completely different place. What you're doing is you're establishing common ground. Remember, this is not manipulation. If you're doing this and you genuinely don't see their point of view, if you really don't understand why they're feeling that way, you've lost. You gotta be a little bit of a psychologist in this moment. You gotta really see their perspective. You have to go and enter their shoes and really feel what's going on. Because if you try to do it when you don't really mean it, it'll come across as insincere. It'll just make the fire even bigger. But if you want to put it out, 100%, really invest and feel what they're feeling, agree with them, and then go ahead and move towards a solution together. You've established common ground. It becomes much easier to go ahead and find the solution. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to take it to the next level, go ahead and click the video that's popping up on the screen right now, and you can have an opportunity to work with me one-on-one and have me as your personal coach.